I'll start this whole topic with just knowing your worth and how worthy you are for a good position, to be treated fairly and well, paid well. Just like know that you're good. If you're good, know that you're good and that you deserve to be treated that way.
Hello.
Welcome
to Eat the Damn Cake. I am Carly.
And I am Maddie.
And we are here to tickle your fancy.
We are just here to have a good ass time, to tell you all the things that you need to know about everything and most things.
We know it all.
Because
I'm just kidding.
We do the research.
If this is your first time listening to us, first and foremost, welcome us to your ears.
Again.
I
always say that in a different way.
I know. Welcome us to your eardrums, to your cute little ear hairs. Anyways.
Or your eyeballs. If you're watching us
up on YouTube.
If you never have, I would recommend you to, because we both are hand talkers.
Yeah, and we do a lot of
mannerisms, make a lot of faces.
Anyways, yes. We are here to break the stigma in the fitness community, and we are just trying to make it a more overall welcoming and inclusive place for all. So that is what our goal is. We're trying to break down trends and diets and fads that
pretty much cancel diet culture.
Well,
in general.
100% cancel diet culture, but also just break down why it should be canceled. And that's what we want to show you and reveal to you.
Yeah, so welcome back. It's episode 30.
Oh my God. We've been doing this for more than 6 months.
That's just crazy to me, because I was scrolling through because I'm trying to make our TikTok game a little bit stronger.
If you have a TikTok, please go show us some love.
Follow us. It's Eat the Damn Cake Podcast, at Eat the Damn Cake. Actually, no, I think it's just at Eat the Damn Cake.
I think it's at Eat the Damn Cake, yeah.
So I've been trying to make, TikToks daily, and it's tough because I just don't have a lot of good content to share as a person, but I've been sharing our promos, and our promos are great. But I was scrolling through back to episode 1, 2, and 3. The set has changed.
Oh, so much has changed. Yeah.
We're better at just speaking in general.
Thank God.
Buddy made us record 3 times before
we went live.
Because
thank God he did. The first one we were like, that was great. And he was like,
that was horrible. And I'm like,
thank you so much for saving us.
Thank you, buddy, for saving us.
Now with 30 episodes in, it makes me cringe to listen to episode 2 or 3.
Although people have been saying that they've been binging, and anyone that's been binging our shows, but not in the bad kind of binging.
Yeah,
binging our shows. And they were like, oh my gosh, it's been so fun to listen to you. And I'm just wondering, was it tragic at the beginning?
It probably, it might have been, because I notice my voice when I'm in a laughing talk. I hate my voice. I'm so sorry. Yeah, when I'm laughing, my voice goes into a different register, and it's it sounds like Patrick Star. You know what I mean? I sound like Patrick Star.
You have a deep voice naturally, though.
I didn't until I started teaching, and then my entire voice went down an octave. I used to have a way higher voice. I'm dead serious. If you go back to watch videos of me in college, it's appalling how high my voice is. And I'm like, oh my God. But my
maybe
first
you're just
round
getting
of
older.
No, I had to change.
Is that how it works?
No, that's not how it works for girls. That's how it works sometimes for men. But when they're transitioning through puberty.
Okay.
But I'm saying when I went through spin training, initially I was told my voice was too high.
Yeah.
And I was told I sounded like a Disney princess on the bike. Direct quote.
Ouch.
And I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
So I overall lowered my voice, and now look at it. It's like this. So
well, when you do get into your laugh, you have a very deep register laugh.
Yeah.
So you're
I don't know. And so when I watch those videos back, sometimes I just want to jump, but it's fine.
You were in that you were in that register a lot
in the
last
Patrick
week.
Star register.
But I love it. I think it's funny.
I don't. I like when my voice is clearer, and you can it's not me stifling laugh. I don't know.
So
anyways,
what I'll sometimes notice about myself, and this is actually bringing me back to the conversation we were having last night. So excuse me. So last night at dinner, it was me, Carly, Colleen, Raj, and Nick. And
Joe didn't make it.
Joe was not there, unfortunately. And dinner was delicious, by the way. Yeah. Colleen and Raj. They were amazing. Thanks, Mom and Dad. So anyways, we were talking about, so me and Nick just moved in together, as many of you know. We were talking about each other's like pet peeves or things we're starting to pick up on each other. And I breathe really weird. And I think we've maybe touched upon this once or twice. And I'm a squeaker. So like I hold my breath if I sit, and I literally, you can hear me like slowly letting the air out and I squeak.
Either that or she'll hold it and then be like, and you're like, are you really okay?
And everyone's like, are you dying over there? And sometimes when we're recording the podcast, I'll notice if you're talking that I'm holding my breath, and I'll really, really badly try not to like breathe into the microphone, because a couple times I've literally heard that. And it's so painful. Nick chews his tongue. That's a whole other thing. Like that's a whole other thing.
I had no idea. And I went off. Joe wasn't even there to defend himself, but it happened again last night. So I get so annoyed the way that Joe gets into bed at night. So let me just paint you a picture.
It reminds me of a toddler. That's the only way that I envisioned when you told me that.
I usually am in bed before him, so I'm like laying down.
Okay, sidebar. Carly sleeps like an actual zombie vampire.
I sleep like a dead person.
She's like straight on her back, hands above the blankets pulled up to her armpits.
Yes, and then my arms are by my side
against it, and she sleeps like a dead person.
I sleep like a doll. Anyways, yeah, no, I would be your worst nightmare. Like if you were to wake up next to that, you'd be like, ugh.
She stays there too. She doesn't move.
Anyways, so I'm usually in bed, and then like Joe will get up, brush his teeth, and then go back into bed. To get under the covers, he will put his feet on the top of the comforter and scrunch it down with his feet, and then just pull up the comforter, and the top sheet is scrunched at the bottom of the bed. And so picture me, who've already had it perfectly laid on my body. So I look at him and I'm like, and then we're uneven because he's on top of the top sheet, I'm under it, the comforter's just on him, and I'm just seething every night. Like this happens, and I call him out every night, and he thinks it's funny now. And I'm like, it's not fun.
Both feet, like
yeah, that's what he's doing, and he's like, you're exaggerating. No, like, no, I'm not.
All right, we were saying though last night, a lot of guys, I mean, actually a lot of women too. Remember we did it in the poll?
Yeah.
A lot of people do not like a top sheet. Like Nick the other night called it a literal prison. I was like, are you under the top sheet? He's like, I don't want to get under that prison. I'm like, you're dramatic. That's what you are. So
yeah, like Joe doesn't like it. And then I also
sanitary.
I know.
That's what it is.
Because you don't wash your comforter as much. So anyways.
Curly, do you use a top sheet?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't know what it was.
Okay, so you know how there's like a stretchy sheet on your bed?
Okay.
And then
the sheet.
Every sheet set comes with two sheets. One that's a loose sheet, like it's not stretchy at the bottom. And then you put the comforter over.
Yeah, I sleep under it.
Okay.
Right?
Like a normal human being.
Okay, the reason why you didn't know what it was is because you've always used it. You're programmed.
Sheet.
Yes, it's a sheet. Yes.
It's a sheet. But
it's just a sheet.
People don't use them.
Most people just go the stretchy sheet that's on your mattress plus comforter.
Yeah, which is...
Yeah, that's weird.
Weird. What do you do when you go to a hotel?
Yeah. Don't ever...
Oh my God. Do you just... Oh my God. That's so gross to think about. They don't wash those things. Those comforters, they don't wash them.
Last night in the middle of the night, Joe got up to pee, and he threw the comforter like over me, like twisted it. Okay.
Okay.
So picture this. Like it's like.
Are you an inside or outside?
I'm on the outside,
That's
and he's
wild.
on the inside. Well, I pee more, so
that's true.
So he like threw the comforter off him like that instead of just like placing it back. Like throws it onto me, and I'm like,
wakes you up.
Yeah, wakes me up. Then he comes back, gets into bed, pulls my side of the comforter, like it's twisted, like completely twisted, like an hourglass now. Pulls my side of the comforter on him, and I look at him and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Happening?
And I untwist it, and he's like, what are you doing? I don't have sheets anymore, and I don't have a comforter anymore. And I go, well, if you knew how to operate a motherfucking comforter, you wouldn't get into this in the first place. Like I had it.
I feel like
and then I just roll over and I hear him laugh, and I was like,
you're like, I hate you. It's honestly crazy though when you start like staying in the same bed as the person you're dating for a while, like not intermittently. you're like, your habits in here are terrifying.
Divorce papers are ready. We're not even engaged.
Like, I feel like also guys don't care if the pillowcase starts coming off of the pillow. They're just sleeping on the pillow without the pillowcase.
Joe asked me the other day what the point of a pillowcase was, and I was like,
oh my God. Oh, that's so gross.
I know. He's like, what?
The
What's
only
the point
reason
of that?
why
can't
I
you
don't
just
really,
sleep?
I don't really care that it's been happening. We bought Nick a brand new pillow and it's very clean. It came in plastic. So I'm like, okay, at least I know it's not like all this yuckiness on your head. But I'm like, I'm always the one to put the pillowcase back on the pillow. I'm like, this is nasty. Anyways, we went on a bit of a tangent, but I'm sure all of you can relate.
But living together has been going.
All right, yeah.
I don't even live with Joe.
I know. Carly literally, this is at our parents' house, so that's great. And then also last night we were outside. It was gorgeous out yesterday.
Beautiful.
The beginning of the day. And then, of course, you know, the impending doom of like dark, stormy clouds are coming. And we're like, Dad, is it going to rain? He's like, no, it's not going to rain.
It's not going to rain.
Don't even worry. Also, the umbrella is like pretty big on our deck. So we're like, it's fine. So then it's like starting to sprinkle. And Ted's like, oh.
He's like, everyone scoot your chairs in. It's not raining, but just scoot them in case. And we're like,
just in case. And we're like, okay.
Back is starting to get like
starting to literally
monsoon
downpour. And he's like, it's not even raining. It's fine. Like, don't even worry.
And then Mom was like, we should move inside. And he's like, no, we don't need to.
He's like, we do not. And then it's thundering. And he's like, we still don't need to. And we're like, are you sure? And he's like,
finally, we were like, we're overruling you. We're moving inside.
And then it starts even more downpouring and Roger's cooking outside. And my mom's like, how's it going out there, honey? He's like, it's not even raining. It's beautiful out here. He's like drenched. Soaked. And if that doesn't describe a dad in a nutshell, like they're always like, no, everything's fine. It's all fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
But love you, Dad. Thanks for the good din. And cooking in the pouring rain.
Yeah, seriously.
So we're bringing something that we're passionate about today to Hell Yeah, Hell Nah, because I think I've talked about it many a time.
We have.
And it's because we are a big fan of one of the local businesses that do this for pretty much all of Boston, all the fitness instructors. It's CBD. CBD.
If you haven't heard of it, listen up. Perk those ears up. We are about to go into it. I'm going to tell you, I started hearing about CBD back, I guess it was like a couple years ago.
How long has Beam been around? Like 4 or 5 years?
But I had been hearing about CBD like in like massage lotions and stuff. They're like, oh, do you want the massage with CBD? And I'm like,
and I would like hear about it and be like, that is illegal. And I'm like, that is a drug. It is illegal.
You're going to just smother me in THC.
You're literally going to get me arrested. Like, so much me know. CBD is completely legal and was legalized way before actual marijuana was. But so CBD is actually, so if you don't know what it is, mostly it's an oil derived from the hemp plant. And it causes no high, so there's no THC in it. And THC is the ingredient in marijuana that produces that like body high or like mental high that you have. So CBD is completely different from it. So if you're someone that thinks, oh, CBD and THC, they're the same thing. They're completely different. The biggest thing you have to focus on when you're getting a CBD is just making sure it's regulated. And then if you don't want any THC in it, because they do make like hybrids that have THC and CBD in it.
Because apparently they complement each other.
Yeah, so one of my friends, she works at a dispensary out in Oregon, and I always text her questions about it because when my body was in full spasm because of my back, I was literally like, what do I do for the pain? She was like, actually THC and THC have a coupling effect, and it helps with topical inflammation. Yeah. It helps even like edible too. So inflammation in the body, it's an anti-spasmodic, and they work better together, which I had no idea. Thank you to my bestie out there in Oregon. You know who you are. Ainsley.
Shout out
Ainsley. So anyways, CBD, you have to just make sure it's regulated.
Yeah. So that if you are getting drug tested in any way, shape or form, like Beam is regulated.
Fully no THC.
No THC in there.
It's completely extracted out of there. So, but you just have to be careful too, because I was reading about it. Thank you, Harvard EDU. I was reading an article about CBD oil and just CBD in general. It is one of the most unregulated, like on the market. You can get so many many different CBD
Yeah.
oils and edibles and all that kind that are not regulated. So the only problem with that is you're having a risk of, there might be THC in it.
Traces of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you just don't exactly know how it was made or where it came from. So, if you're cool with that, you do you. But we recommend...
We're going to stick to Beam.
We're going to stick to Beam. And we do have a code with them. And like we always say, we don't promote things that we do not absolutely adore. Our code is Byron15, BIRON15, to just save you little dollars, because as you will find, the higher quality your CBD is,
the more expensive
it's going to be. Just like anything. Like,
yeah.
If you go to Marshall's and buy a t-shirt, and you go to like Nordstrom and buy a t-shirt and it's a higher quality brand, it's probably going to last longer than the Marshall's one. And that's like the risk you're willing to take, right?
Yeah.
But
it's an investment.
With something you're putting in your body, we recommend you are willing to invest a little bit more into it, because it also lasts pretty long.
It does.
Like the Dream powder,
I would say everything
is a month.
Yeah, is about a month. And you can also do subscriptions through them to re-up every month. And that will save you overall money. It's cheaper through Beam.
Yeah.
Especially.
I mean, I don't know. There are so many other brands, I'm sure. But
there are.
The one that we obviously favor is Beam.
Yeah.
So on top of CBD, just, being an oil, like we were saying, you can actually get topical treatments too for it. It's huge for inflammation in the body and outside of the body. So like,
it's helped my ribs a lot.
Yeah. Carly's been using a bunch of different CBD topical creams, and it helps a ton. I've actually given it to Roger a bunch for his knee, his elbow. He finds that it helps a lot. And then it also, so it inhibits inflammatory / neuropathic pain, which is one of the hardest pains to target through like an anti-inflammatory medicine. So it's really cool because it has been literally proven to work. So you don't have to listen to us being like, it works for us. It actually has been medically tested
and proven.
And then also, CBD is widely known for the treatment of epilepsy and seizures in children and adults, which is incredible. And I think I don't fact check me on this, but I think it was, being tested a lot, and a lot of people were struggling to get it for children and stuff, because they're like, no, don't use it. And it really helps, which is incredible. They found that seizures that were being treated with CBD, they would calm down and be able to go back to like normal and be okay. So it's an incredible, let's say, medicine or plant. Yeah. So it's
like a natural medicine.
Right.
It's not like a Motrin that you can pop and like...
Right.
It's going to mess up your stomach. Like, it's all natural.
Yeah. I like the oil. I do the oil. So it's called a tincture. Tincture. We mispronounce everything. Salve.
It's called pronounced salve. Yeah.
So we were calling it a salve.
Yeah.
My mom literally...
It's like the topical stuff.
It's the topical stuff. A salve is... It's like... It's not oil based, but it has... it's like more of a topical cream, but they have it at Beam too, but I do the oil. So you can get different milligrams too. So if you're new to CBD, you don't have to do a lot of it to feel the effects. You can literally start with like 1 dropper or half of a dropper. You put it under your tongue, hold it there for about a minute, and then you swallow it. Doesn't taste the best. Actually, Beam does have a minty one that tastes really good.
That one tastes bomb.
Yeah, but
it just tastes like mint.
The regular one does taste like a hemp plant. And if you've never tasted it, it's not the most pleasant, but if you just swish around water, it goes away. So you're fine.
And you can also put it in a drink if you would rather have it in a drink and like sip it down that way.
I mean, we use it too. So Carly's been using it for her ribs. I used it for my back a ton. I use it for sleep all the time. So the Dream Beam is amazing for that.
The Dream Beam pills, I know that they have the powder, which I heard is actually a little bit more effective than the pills, but I like the pills work for me.
Same.
But you wake up and you don't feel like this sluggish, like you wake up ready for the day.
I was talking with one of my chiropractors today about how melatonin makes you feel like you wake up with a hangover.
Yeah.
If you take too much.
Like you just feel exhausted.
Right. And with the Dream, you wake up feeling kind of refreshed and you stay asleep, I find, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then another thing that CBD is actually widely known for treating is anxiety, which we all know I've got a bit of that. So
slightly,
just a little bit.
It's a sprinkle.
We're working on it. But
sprinkle of things.
Just a dash when God was making me, like those videos of people like pouring water into a bucket.
Yeah.
Like my bucket was the size of a Olympic size pool, but they were like, glug, 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 let's give her all of it. I have enough for the whole family, whole office here at Big Night. So if anyone wants some, hit me up. But CBD has actually helped a lot.
She's talking about anxiety, not CBD.
No.
If you want some anxiety.
If you want some of my anxiety, I'll give it to you for free. No charge. I like to use the oil too. So if I feel like a little anxious or uneasy, which is frequently, I like to do like a dropper of that, and it helps a lot. And people have been using it for years and years and years. And if you're not someone that wants to take, anti-anxiety medication, which I know a lot of people take as well and works well, and you want to try more plant-based, CBD is a great option.
100%.
I do believe most of it you want to be 18 up to make sure that you're using it, or contact your physician if you really want to try it and are unsure if it's going to work for you.
Yeah, or get your parents' consent.
Yeah, get your parents' consent if you're under 18. But we have been using it for the past couple of years, and it's been awesome. I
love it.
So it's a huge hell yeah.
Our code is Byron15.
Yes.
If you do want to use it, we're not like, it's not like a subtle plug. Like this is not, Beam did not ask us to do this.
No, we just decided like to share the.
We're hoping eventually we could have a guest related to CBD.
Yes, that
on
would
the podcast
be
soon. So
very exciting. So just, stay in touch for that.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for a message from us.
So yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell to
Hell
hell.
yeah.
Yes. So yeah, buy some. Okay. Thank you and good night. Flowers are blooming, the grass is growing, and it's time to chop the weeds. Thanks to our sponsor, Manscaped, you can trim your holes safely and efficiently. I am talking about ball trimmers. Manscaped, the global leaders in men's below-the-waist grooming, have an exclusive offer for our audience. Use code BIGNIGHT, BIGNIGHT, to get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Join the other 2 million men who trust Manscaped. They are here to make sure you are trimmed and smelling nice. After all, it's time for some spring cleaning or summer cleaning now that it's warm and toasty out.
Speaking of smelling fresh, complete your grooming game this spring with the new refined cologne signature scent by Manscaped. This stuff is legit and will have you smelling like royalty. The cologne is light, approachable, and gentlemanly in all the right ways. Winky face.
Ooh.
You'll be the talk of the next quarantine hang.
Oh.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BIGNIGHT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off free shipping with the code BIGNIGHT at manscaped.com. It's spring/summer cleaning, baby, and your balls will thank you.
Damn, the talk of the quarantine hang.
Yeah.
You're like, so just by the way, I just groomed my balls.
And they smell delicious.
They smell delicioso.
With that cologne.
That's such an interesting topic to bring up with friends.
I know, imagine. I've done it a lot. I also have no shame. Yeah, every guy that I meet now, I'm like, do you manscape? Yeah, no, I do. I ask a lot of people often.
Carly
Maddie's
genuinely has no chill.
I know, I do ask a lot of people often. I make people wildly uncomfortable.
I was going to say, what if they don't?
I've gotten some of those answers and I'm like, well,
no,
you should.
And then
use
they feel
my code
awkward.
Big Night.
For 20% off and free shipping.
I literally have asked people I work with.
Carly
like, I go
at a party,
like,
normal person, just like, the weather's nice. Carly's like, do you trim your balls? Yes? No? Oh, well, you should. You don't? Okay, well, I'm going to have a chat with your partner about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you're single, that's why. There's like no chill.
Literally, that is why.
Oh my good God. Well,
all right, moving right along. We wanted to talk about, this is geared towards people who may be in the fitness industry already, may be an instructor already, may want to be an instructor and like not know where to start and then get their first spot. I'm beating around the bush. Basically, we're going to talk about how to make a graceful exit from one studio and move into another.
So if you're employed by one and you're looking to transition to a new one,
or transition to your own business or transition out of that studio.
/ say you're taking classes at a studio and you're looking to transition away to a new one.
Yeah.
There's just a million ways to bend it.
Yes.
But we're going to be talking about from pretty much personal experience.
Yeah. And like how it comes off to people and how it looks. So I'm going to start only because Maddie just took over the whole CBD thing. I'm just kidding.
Whoa. I have a paper. I did research. Carly is a little...
I did experimental research on myself.
Fiery.
And took it.
Okay.
For multiple years.
Okay, go ahead. Win.
Okay.
You go.
Anyways, let's start back in, let's bring this back to May 29th, 1994. A young star was born. Her name was Carly Elise Byron.
Oh my goodness.
Maddie's cringing. I'm just kidding. So back in July 2017, I started, even further back.
Keep it.
March 2017.
Roll it back.
March 2017. I auditioned for Bespoke initially. You heard that.
I heard the spittle. It's okay though.
Your face was like.
It was a lot.
When we're wearing these microphones and headphones, like you can hear every mouth thing accentuated. So if I like swallow some spit in my mouth, Maddie gets so triggered because she literally
I don't like those noises.
She hates mouth noises.
You know when you're like mixing mayo with something,
Maddie,
that noise, the like.
Okay, Maddie, that is 10 times worse than me just like swallowing.
But now everyone's thinking about it when you're making like chicken salad or tuna salad. Anyways, go ahead, Kaka.
March 2017, I auditioned for Bespoke. It was probably the worst audition I've ever done in my life. Like honestly, I did so bad, but somehow got accepted into the training program there. Which was super exciting. I got the email, was so fired up, ready to go. And I feel like a lot of people don't know this part of my relationship, my journey with Bespoke. So I get into the training program with two other people who have had experience training. And I had no teaching experience ever for Bespoke.
Right.
And or teaching spin at all. And I like wanted it so bad. And this was like, I had auditioned a lot of places. Bespoke, I was like, I love their classes. I want to be here. So I get into the training program. I start the training program. I make it through about 6 weeks. Then I go on vacation with my family to Italy. And the training program's about 8 weeks long. So when we were coming back, I was supposed to do an extra week, but that didn't end up working out because right when I got back from my vacation, I got cut from the training program. And there's definitely some directions I could have taken it in because I was so hurt and so devastated and so lost almost because I was like, this was supposed to be my full-time job starting this summer. I'm so confused. Like all of a sudden I'm cut because I just went through 6 weeks of training. I'm so confused. So that was very painful. And what I did, instead of going around and being like, fuck this place, they suck, like screw them, I emailed them and I was like, thank you so much for your time and for putting in that effort with me and training me this far along. I appreciate you guys more than you know, and I hope one day I end up back here. And that's how it ended with Bespoke initially. And I was devastated, heartbroken, still went and took classes there, went to the other girls' classes that I trained with and like supported them. Then I went to Cycle Bar and got a job at Cycle Bar. And I basically showed up on their front door and I was like, I'm pretty trained. I just like came from Bespoke. But I really would love to teach spin if you give me the opportunity. And they were like, yeah, we're actually hiring. Come on in. Next week I was on the schedule. Their training regimen wasn't quite as intense at that time. Now Cycle Bar's training regimen is very intense. So at that time it was privately owned by like different people. So it wasn't as intense back then. So I was lucky to get on that schedule immediately and get my experience. So pretty much 8 to 9 months go by and someone from Bespoke came and took my class at Cycle Bar and I got an email from them saying, we're so proud of like how far you've come from like the initial training program. We would really like you to come back and like audition for us again or join our next training program, et cetera, et cetera. And I was at first like, oh, I feel bad leaving Cycle Bar because they gave me the chance to like teach. However, I sat down with the owner from Cycle Bar and I said, I'm turning 24. Business wise, this is the best move for me in my 20s.
Right.
Bespoke has multiple locations. I love the opportunity to teach Train and Train X as well, which they're offering me also. And overall, it is a better move for me.
Yeah.
And the Cycle Bar owner at the time respected it. She was like, thank you for coming to me. Thank you for not going behind my back. Thank you for being honest with me and just straight up telling me, I'm telling you, these were not easy conversations to have.
They're never easy.
None of these conversations are easy.
If you've ever left a job, like putting in your 2 weeks is hard.
So I gave her 2 months notice, and while I was in the training program at Bespoke for the second time, I finished up at Cycle Bar. I didn't say a word about where I was going. I just told everyone I was leaving. Yep. Didn't tell them I was going to Bespoke. Obviously,
not trying to steal the clientele.
No, not at all. And so I ended up going back to Bespoke, and I'm so glad I'm at Bespoke now. I'll always have that respect and love in my heart for Cycle Bar because they gave me that initial opportunity to teach. Same with Bespoke. Thank you for training me initially. So glad that I ended up back at Bespoke because it is one of the best places to teach. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So those were my experiences with leaving. And I'm looking back, I, as a Gemini, have rage in my body. And if I reacted the way I wanted to initially react, instead of taking a big deep breath and being send a thank you email and you know what I mean? Because you can react in ways when you're let go of something or when you're rejected by something.
Trust me, I know rejection
in ways that you just don't you shouldn't react. And it's only going to come back and bite you in the butt. But thank God I had my mother.
I was going to say mom.
My mother. But also that was my idea to send the email. Yeah. But I'm glad I just stuck it out and went through that. And I think a lot of people had no idea that I had that initial start with Bespoke and then stopped and then went back.
I think we've talked about it maybe once before because I remember talking about breaking into the fitness industry is really, really hard.
Yeah. I mean, clearly it is.
I mean, I didn't ever. So if you were wondering,
you're in the fitness industry.
Now I'm in it. I never broke into it through a studio. We just were well, fuck it. We're making our own business because Maddie can't get hired anywhere.
That's not true.
So for me, it was a little different. Out of college, I started working at F45 in Natick. And I'll start this whole topic with just knowing your worth and how worthy you are for a good position, to be treated fairly and well, paid well. Just know that you're good. If you're good, know that you're good and that you deserve to be treated that way. And when I was working at F45, it just wasn't what I anticipated. My favorite thing about being a fitness instructor is the creative control of writing a class. And since F45 is a franchise and it's all pre-written workouts, there's no creative control in that.
Yeah, it's all written by a computer in headquarters.
Yes. So I am basically, as a trainer at F45, and I'm not trying to make a dig at any trainer because you still have to be a trainer. You still have to know what you're doing. I felt like I was just regurgitating some info to the people. And obviously I was there to check form and demo. But I was I miss being I wrote this workout and it was really freaking hard.
Yeah.
They'd walk out and be that was so hard. I'm I did nothing. I told you to pinch your shoulder blades back when you were doing a row. Congrats. So it wasn't for me. And it was hard because we were severely understaffed at that point because I was one of the very first trainers at that studio. I was an opening trainer. So we were very understaffed. So it was a really hard conversation to be hey, I don't want to work here anymore, just because it's not fulfilling me. And I gave the 2 weeks to my boss and he was so nice about it. And he's a really great guy and knew that it was probably time for me to move along. So after that, I moved along to the field house in Sudbury. I had a couple great mentors there and they really helped me out to figure out what I liked to do and what I liked to program. And I was able to take over a couple classes on the schedule there. And it was amazing. And then the pandemic hit and I was no longer really teaching there at all. And I actually had to put in my final notice, my 2 weeks while we were in quarantine because I realized, so me and Carly, as most of you know, started teaching our own classes over quarantine on Zoom and on Instagram Live. And there was just a little bit too much of a crossover because Fieldhouse wanted to continue. And I was I can't. We had cultivated such a community and I've figured out exactly where I wanted to be in our fitness journeys, in our positions. And I had to decide to put my 2 weeks in there too. And neither one of them were easy because you never want to be hi, I no longer want to work here. And it's never really a personal thing either.
No.
You always want to make it more about you. In the sense of I don't want the people I'm leaving to take it personally.
Yeah.
It's because for me, my growth is going to foster somewhere else.
You can blame it on growth. You can blame it on finances. You can, not blaming it, but you can you can say that like, I need to grow more. I need to make more money. Yeah. I need to like, you need to be honest with yourself at the end of the day and sit down, because you live one life. Like, is it really what you want in that point in life?
Like if you're sitting in a position where you're like, I know this isn't fulfilling me 100%, leave.
But always leave gracefully. Never burn a bridge. Always put in 2+ weeks.
Be respectful of the person that gave you opportunity.
Yes. Always
Point blank.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Always thank them for the opportunity. Always leave on good terms, because you never know if that person's going to go and become like the next CEO of the next place you're working. Right. Imagine like, and you're like, oh shit, I just talked so much shit about that.
Yeah. And it's one of those things. It should always be about you wanting to go grow somewhere else and not going to spurn the person that gave you the original spot wherever you were at.
Exactly.
So the fitness industry is not that big. So
it's not.
Even if you leave a studio to go to a next one, like you're going to run into that person that originally gave you your opportunity.
100%.
So it's always more about just make it about you. And when you make it about you and do what you want and you're honest, I feel like honesty is going to be the biggest thing, especially when you're leaving somewhere. If you're honest with the person, being like, look, this is what I need and I'm not getting that at the moment. And it's not anything to do with you. It's all about what I need.
It's like a breakup.
Yeah, it is. It feels like a breakup.
It does feel like a breakup.
Anytime you leave a job, you feel like you're breaking up with someone or you're being broken up with.
Literally, yeah.
And same thing if you've auditioned for a place
and you get that rejection.
Get the no,
yeah.
Feels like a breakup.
It does, because you have your heart set.
Yeah.
And you're like manifesting, you're like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to do it. This time is the time. Yeah. And then like you get that rejection email and you're like,
and I didn't get it.
Now I'm going to cry my eyes out for the rest of the day.
And that's the problem, right? Like I have auditioned for multiple studios and I never got it. And it's that problem being like, do not give into that like negative self-talk that you so badly want to, because
maybe you just didn't fit what they were looking for at that time.
And you never know.
It doesn't disqualify you as a trainer.
No.
It doesn't. And you never know who you're up against. Like in the fitness industry, there are people with 10+ years experience who could be auditioning with one person who has no experience. Fresh out of college. And then who do you think's going to get that? The person with experience, because that's what studios look for at the end of the day. And like, to bring this back to like you said, if you're switching from like one studio to another studio,
as someone taking
as a rider, as a rider or someone taking class.
It's not always spin, Carly.
I know. As someone taking class, I always say keep good connections, check in like with instructors. Like, don't just unfollow every instructor on Instagram that you don't go there for anymore.
And again, it's never going to be about the people at that place. Usually it's about what you're looking for. And if it's no longer fulfilling you, don't do it.
Move right along.
Move along. You want to go somewhere that fills you up, where you're not emptying
Fills your cup.
Fill that cup up.
Fill that cup up. So
I was thinking about a sticker that I have on my what's it called?
Laptop.
My laptop, and I guess it doesn't really apply anymore. It was just I was thinking it applied, and then I was like, it's more just like a cute quote, and it says "Bloom where you are planted," and I just thought that was cute, and it has nothing to do with what we were talking about.
So
thank you for making me that sticker. I love it.
Anyways, we're gonna go into
Am I good?
Bloom where you're planted.
Bloom where you're planted.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Very much.
This or that summer activities. This was a fun one.
This was a fun one.
And we had a lot of participation. So thank you for everyone participating.
Thank
Maddie,
you.
pool or beach?
Pool.
85 for pool, 234 for beach. I say beach. You hate sand.
I hate that unescapable feeling at the beach where you're like, I'm sticky and I'm salty and I'm hot and I'm tired. And you know why I think I feel this way about the beach? It's because we grew up in Framingham, Mass. And every time I went to the beach, we'd have to drive almost an hour and a half there and then an hour and a half home. Yeah. If I'm at a beach house and I can saunter on out to the beach and then saunter on into shower, sign me up.
Yeah.
But otherwise, pool.
I feel that.
Right? I feel like that's justified.
Shade or lay in the sun?
Okay. Mom?
I said shade.
I love getting some vitamin D, like, but not too much of it. So I'll take a good 20 minutes in the sun, then shade for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
We're both very fair.
Yeah, I burn so easily. I've learned I'm a spray tan girl.
Me too.
If I really
Self-tanner.
if I have an event that I need to like look tan for, I'll go get a spray tan from Bright Bar Boston. Shout out.
We love you.
We love you. So that's where I'll go. But the shade is also a great option.
I just think shade is so
It's overrated.
As we're getting older, I'm learning a lot about how sun causes wrinkles and also skin cancer.
Yeah.
Not to take a dark like dive into the hole, but for us, both of us, being French and Polish, the sun isn't the best option for us at all. So I'm going to say shade. I think I said sun, but it's because sun makes me feel really happy. The warmth. I just like the warmth.
269 people said lay in the sun. 48 people said shade. Lake house or beach house? I have a theory to this one.
Oh,
I think that everyone who voted beach house has never been to a lake house.
I love lakes. Fresh water.
Yeah.
Baby. I do love how salt water curls my hair though.
I love beach houses, but I feel like everyone who voted for lake house either has a lake house or like goes to a lake house every year. You know what I mean? And
I went to someone's lake house. It was on Sebago Lake.
Oh, same.
It was gorge.
So fun.
And the water is like nice and warm. And the Sebago's huge, so it's kind of cold. But like in the middle of the summer, it gets a lot warmer than the ocean.
Does, yeah.
And it's also just, the only thing is there's not as much beach. Like it's like dock water and like beach houses, beach
That's
water.
true. If you're like someone who likes to lay on the beach and not do activities, then you're probably a beach house person. But I'm like all about the activities all the time. So we'll get there.
I'm a big boat gal. Love a good boat.
I know. I didn't ask any boat questions.
I know. What the heck? Do you have a boat? If so, do you
do you have a boat? If so, can I come on it?
Can we come hang out with you?
Can Duke find the sea legs on it?
Literally.
59 people said lake house. 261 said beach house.
Wow, we got a lot of people on this one.
I know. Spike ball or volleyball? Spike ball, obvi.
Well, okay. Have any of you played volleyball before? It freaking hurts. I remember playing volleyball in high school, like phys ed. And I had bruises. Obviously, I was hitting it wrong. But like, if you don't hit it correctly, you get bruises all up and down your forearms. I hated volleyball.
Yeah, I wasn't a volleyball girl either. Spike ball all the way. I love spike ball. I love it so much. Anyways.
Story for another day.
127 people said spike ball. 177 said volleyball. Wow, volleyball won. Sunrise or sunset? Sunset. I'm going to Nantucket next month.
I love a good sunrise, though.
And I can't wait to watch the sunset on Great Point.
I think I like watching a sunrise more.
Really?
Only because, and tell me not, when you're the only one awake watching the sunrise.
When has that ever happened to you?
It's happened a few times.
When?
I've been on vacation with my friends and we've woken up for the sunrise at like 4:30.
I thought you said no one else was there, though.
Well, no, like when you're like, you get what I'm saying.
I've never, let this be documented, Maddie has never been like, BRB gonna go watch the sunrise.
Well, we live in framing it. If I lived by a beach, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Shut up. You're so annoying. What I mean is it's so peaceful and calm in the morning if you're near the water watching the sunrise. Because sunset's cute too.
Yeah.
The bugs are out. That's what I was thinking. Mosquitoes.
Not if you're on the beach.
Okay.
There's a breeze.
Okay.
61 for sunrise, 258 for sunset. When exercising, outdoors or indoors?
Outdoors.
I said indoors.
Oh, really? When we were teaching classes last summer, I was like, sweat that I would get. Oh, I lived for it.
Oh, no.
The later mornings were tough, though, because I would fry. And also, it would be like 81 degrees out and we were doing like a built with weights.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'd be hungover. And it would be...
Sometimes.
Remember after your birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Carly was so hungover.
I'm still wondering why we had class that day.
I don't know.
That's why didn't we cancel
were so loyal to our clients.
Yeah.
And I wasn't hungover. I was just exhausted. And a couple of our family friends were like, we just watched that one for pure entertainment because Maddie was so mad at Carly. Because Carly was literally like...
I'd sat down the whole time.
Mumbling out.
Yeah.
She was
I didn't do anything.
hungover.
Anyways.
Anywho.
220 for outdoors, 97 for indoors. I was only indoors only when I'm doing like a group fitness class. Like,
I still disagree.
Maddie, until you teach on a parking lot on a Sunday at 11:30 a.m.
I took
in
one of those
100-degree weather,
I did.
spinning.
Well, I'm saying
I do not enjoy doing that outdoors.
I remember I took
if
that
I was
class.
going on an actual bike ride where the wind was blowing in my hair.
But now there's a tent.
Well, now there is, yeah. But I'm just saying,
before.
like, when I was on a steamy hot parking lot in 100-degree weather at 11:30 a.m. in the afternoon, like,
Fair, you're fit. Yeah, I get it.
I was not having it. So
I still disagree.
220 for outdoors, 97 for indoors. When you're at the beach, do you lay down the whole time or activities? I'm an activities girl. I'm always walking. I'm always doing something.
I feel like I'm not. I'm like I would like to just sit.
Really? I love to like play spike ball.
At a lake house,
for a run.
I'll play around. At a beach, the sand is hot. The sun is strong. I'm like 90 years old.
You are. You literally.
Like, I just want to get under an umbrella and sit and read a good book.
Okay. I've
never seen me read a book.
Yes.
Fair point. Next question.
I didn't want you to tell me to shut up again. 147 said lay down the whole time. 168 said activities. When laying down, read a book or listen to music / podcast.
Music or podcast.
Me too.
Also, squinting for me is exhausting. Have you ever squinted at a thing where you're like,
just goes, I want to read a book, and then it's like music and podcast, obviously.
see right through me? I think it really hurts to read a book at the beach because you're like,
not if you're in the shade. 188 for listen to podcast / music. 124 for read a book. Hydrate or pool drinks?
pool drinks.
Pool drinks. I agree.
Always.
Mojitos all day, every day. Yeah.
Hey.
I was a menace the other day. I went and got lunch with my friend on Saturday, and I ordered, we were sitting at the bar
you get a picture?
where we got lunch. No. And there was a beautiful cocktail list, but obviously I didn't want any of the cocktails. And I would go, can you make me a mojito, to the bartender? And he was like,
I hate you.
it's literally like so busy in here and you want me to cry. Like,
Okay, every
literally.
bartender hates
But he was
making
really good about it, and he made me multiple, and it was good.
multiple. Truth comes out. Mom, you hear that?
It's fine. I had a couple mojitos on a Saturday day.
Saturday day.
So 75 and sunny, baby. So 136 said hydrate. 172 said pool drinks. Last but not least, reapply or let me fry.
Reapply.
We
do not stand for a sunburn or skin cancer here, friends. You need to reapply. SPF
1000.
400. SPF 80.
I went
always.
to Arizona and I came back with not a hint of sun on me.
It is not cute or fun or flirty when you start peeling.
No. Oh my God.
It
That is my
itchy.
biggest fear. Yeah, no.
You wake up in a load of dead skin in the morning.
On that note, wait, did I say the results?
Probably
192 for reapply, 119 for let me fry.
And that is the tea, sis. I'm just saying, I feel like we're going to walk in a couple weeks from now with a hefty sunburn and we're going to be like, okay, so we learned and we're evolving.
There's always one of the summer. I don't think last summer I got one, but like one every summer I get a really
I definitely got one when we were like teaching because the sun would be coming out right as we started teaching and then we'd be frying for a good 30
sunrise,
minutes.
if you will.
I love a good sunrise and a fresh book. Crack that seam of the book. Smell it.
Oh my God. So please, we saw a couple new reviews come in.
And we love you.
Thank you. Please rate, review. A bug flew into my eye.
And subscribe.
This morning, and it's never been the same.
Stay on
Please
there.
rate, review, subscribe. Follow us on TikTok.
Yes, follow us on TikTok.
The TikToks.
Follow us on Instagram. And don't forget, we're teaching the Grand again next
May 24th.
week. Sign up.
It's going to be my birthday party. So come.
Just freaking no, we're going to rage. And we'll probably do a giveaway because we're doing a giveaway every single class. If you didn't know that, there's always a giveaway.
There's always a giveaway.
Because who doesn't like free shit?
Everyone does.
Everyone does. Next question. All right. Well, we hope you have the best week, baby cakes. Thanks for listening.
Thank you
Eat
so
the
much.
Damn Kake.
Eat
the day.
Cake.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.